I'm a 19-year-old guy from a very traditional Christian home where every lesson came with a side of faith and a sprinkle of caution. Fast forward to a few months ago when I stumbled upon a hookup link that changed everything. I met her, a 48-year-old widow, someone who seemed worlds apart from my sheltered life. She was larger than life, both in personality and stature, even bigger than my own mother. We started chatting online, and I was both intrigued and a bit intimidated. Her confidence was captivating. She knew what she wanted and wasn't shy about it. After a few weeks of late-night conversations filled with laughter and flirtation, I decided to visit her. As I stepped into her stylish apartment, I felt a wave of discomfort wash over me. The decor was luxurious, filled with vibrant art and plush furniture, nothing like my home. We talked for a while, her laughter echoing around the room, easing my nerves somewhat. But then she asked me for a massage with oil. I hesitated but agreed, wanting to impress her. As I worked the oil into her skin, I couldn't help but notice how different this was from anything I'd ever experienced. Her body was indeed larger, but that didn't deter me. I focused on my task, feeling the tension in her muscles release under my hands. After a while, she asked me to come to her room. I was nervous but curious. When she removed her clothes, I felt my heart race, not from desire, but from confusion. She asked me to do the same, but I firmly refused. This was my first experience. I was still a virgin, and everything felt overwhelming. Eventually, she turned over, and after some internal debate, I reluctantly massaged her front. It was a strange mix of innocence and boldness, and I could feel the room shift around us. She clearly knew what she was doing. I was just trying to keep up. After the massage, she smiled at me, her eyes sparkling with gratitude. "Here, take this," she said, handing me some money. "It's just a thank you. But if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask." As the weeks passed, our relationship deepened. We met several times, each encounter more intense than the last. She introduced me to a world of sophistication I had never known. Fine dining in beautiful hotel rooms and late night conversations that stretched until dawn. I found myself captivated by her stories of life and loss, her resilience after losing her husband, and the challenges of raising 5 kids, two of whom were older than me. It was surreal to think that her sons, now adults, were navigating their own lives while I was just starting mine. Yet, beneath the thrill of our escapades, a nagging sense of reality loomed. I was still a kid at heart, grappling with the idea of intimacy and the implications of our age difference. Then, a few days ago, she called me, her voice filled with emotion I couldn't explain. "I need to tell you something important," she said. My heart sank as I braced for the worst. "I'm pregnant," she continued, "and I'm not ready to abort it." My mind raced. How could I come to terms with this? I never intended for things to go this far. I had entered this arrangement naively, thinking it would just be fun and adventurous. Now, I was faced with a potential life-changing situation, and I had no idea how to handle it. In the days that followed, I found myself pacing my room, replaying every moment we had shared the intimacy, the moments that had shifted from innocent to complicated. I needed to think clearly, to figure out what I wanted, and how to approach this with my parents. As I prepared to meet her again, I felt a mix of dread and anticipation. I knew I had to face the music, but I also knew that whatever happened next would define my path forward. Would I embrace this unexpected twist in my life? Or would I run back to the safety of my childhood home? Now, as I stood at the crossroads of my life, I realized that this was not just about me anymore. It was about choices, responsibilities, and what it meant to stand up for oneself in the face of unexpected challenges. I had to confront the reality of being involved with a woman who had led a life so different from mine, who was navigating motherhood with children older than me. With each passing day, the weight of my decisions grew heavier, and I knew that whatever path I chose would shape my future in ways I could never have imagined. This was more than just a fling. It was a turning point, and I was left to figure out how to write the next chapter of my life.